Hi students, James Nielsen here. This video is going to continue our video series for technical instructions and group work, and we are going to look at how to submit your project and what we need to do about all of these different documents that I'm asking you for here. So one thing I'm asking for is, alright, so this is what I need you guys to do. You're going to pick a group leader within your group. I don't care how you do that, it's up to you. And that group leader is going to be in charge of turning in certain documents, and then each individual member is also going to be in charge of submitting certain documents. Okay? What I'm doing here is I'm tracking your effectiveness as a group, but I'm also making sure that it's fair. So you've all been in group projects likely where you did a lot of the work or more of the work. You may have also been in groups where you did a lot less of the work, and that's not fair, right? We want to make it as fair as possible. Is it ever going to be perfectly fair? Not really. You all have different skills and talents, and you may want to focus on those, right? If you're really good at design or grammar, you might want to focus on that in your group projects. Either way, let's look at our Moodle here. So at the top of our Moodle, you'll find this worksheets page here. This is where all of our supplemental documents can be found. The first one is a group contract. Your group contract is due on Sunday in that email that I asked you to send. Remember, I asked that your group leader send me an email and CC the group members of this group. And you're going to have to tell me 1 to 3 different ideas you have for your human-centered technical instructions. In that email that you send me, I need you to also attach the group contract. This means that you actually have to work on this group contract before if you'll download it, you'll see that I filled out a lot of information, but it's not complete. You must add more information. Now, what's the purpose of the group contract? Essentially, what the group contract allows you to do is it allows you to kick out certain members of your group if they're not doing their work. So if you find that certain members are not doing what they're supposed to, you could actually kick them out, because we don't want lazy workers. We don't want lazy team members. We want everyone to be contributing, okay? Now, how this works is you're going to submit your group contract on Sunday. The reason why you're not submitting your group contract when you submit your technical instructions is because I need it before you do your technical instructions so that I know that you're in a contract. And then you can start your technical instructions. So that's why the group contract is due on Sunday, and then on Monday you can start working on your project, and then it's due at the end of that week. Okay, let's say you have a peer in your group who is not doing their work, and how do you kick them out? So what I need is I need you to email me about this problem. If you're a group member, maybe contact your group leader. Unless your group leader is the one that's not doing their work, then you can contact me directly. What I need you to do is I need you to email me about this problem a few days before the due date, if it is a problem. If you email me, if the due date is Sunday for the assignment, and you email me on Sunday and say, hey, this person isn't doing their work, I will say, I'm sorry, it's too late. You can't kick them out now. Because it's pretty unfair, even if they're not doing their work, to kick them out on Sunday, and then I would have to email them and say, hey, you got to start a new project. You need to come up with a whole new idea, right? It's just not very fair. And so what you would need to do is, if the due date for this project is Sunday, then I need an email from you on Thursday or Friday, which means you need to get started on this project quick, okay? Throughout the week, just to make sure that everyone's doing their jobs. Get started earlier. Make sure that everyone's participating. If someone is not participating throughout the week, then you can email me and say, hey, this person's not participating, and I'll kick them out, all right? And they'll have to do all the work themselves. So in that email that you send me this weekend, group contract, 1 to 3 ideas on your technical instructions, CC your group members. Let's look at the next required document. Now, none of these are graded, but I won't accept your assignment until I receive all of these supplemental documents, okay? Meaning, if I get a group that submits every document but one, they forget to submit this one or forget to submit, oops, where'd I go here? There we go. If you forget to submit one, I won't grade it at all. I need every supplemental document in order to grade it. Now, the rhetorical analysis memo, you might have to go back to our chapter on work. What was the chapter called? Work. Let's find it real quick here. Research correspondence. There it is, chapter 14, correspondence. So you may want to go back here and check out memos on 372. What this memo is this memo is an opportunity actually for you to argue your grade in a roundabout way. You're not going to say, hey, I want an A. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to tell me why you created your technical instructions in the way that you did. This is going to allow me to better grade your assignment. I don't know everything, and so, I know, surprise, right? So if you're doing a poster on this electron microscope and you create the poster and it's 10 feet tall, right? It's digital, but it's scaled to be 10 feet tall. I might give that a bad grade because I'm like, wow, that's way too big. It doesn't need to be that big. But if in your analysis memo, you write, we made it this big because people kept on not seeing it on the wall and they were hurting themselves or they were damaging the microscope, and, you know, we decided that it needed to be very visible or something like that. Then great, now I know, right? And so I need to know who your audience is and why you made all the choices you made, from design to colors to font. As much detail as you can provide in a one-page memo. Give me a lot of information there. If you don't give me the adequate information and you get a bad grade because of it, that's not my fault, okay? So make sure you're providing enough information in your memo there. Who should write this memo in your group? Everyone, right? Everyone should participate. Or you guys can divvy it up. Just make sure it's fair, however you do it, okay? Self-evaluation and team member evaluation forms can actually be found in our reading on collaboration. So I won't go into too much detail about why these exist. But I mentioned this idea earlier of emotional intelligence, and it's connected to these ideas of team member evaluation form and self-evaluation. So I just, again, recommend to please be honest when you're filling these out, both about your own work as well as about the work of your team members. No one's going to lose points for this. No one's going to get in trouble for this. This is all about perfecting your ability to work in groups, okay? Perfecting your ability to have this emotional intelligence to be able to work in a group in a healthy way. So those need to be submitted, and they're also anonymous. Or well, I know that you wrote it, but only me and you will see these. Okay, no one else will see them. Usability test worksheet, that's not until week 7. We'll talk about that later. Work schedule form. All right, so please do not use this document. What I'm going to ask you to do instead is to use something more interesting. Okay, so instead of work schedule form, everyone is going to use this website software called clockify.me. All right, I'm going to send you guys an invite via your NU email, and I just need you to accept that and set up an account. Please do this by Sunday as well. That way, on Monday, you've received an email back from me about approving your project. You sent me your group contract on Sunday. You signed up for Clockify, and so Monday you can genuinely get started on this project. Now, what is Clockify? Clockify is a documentation software. Basically, it allows you to track all the different things that you've been working on, and I'm going to put you into your groups, and so everyone's going to be able to see what everyone's working on. This is going to allow a lot of accountability, and again, it's going to help our groups be effective and fair, because I'll be able to see what effort and time people are putting into. And so if I see that one person is doing a lot less work than someone else, likely that person will see it as well, and then they'll step up, right? They'll do better. It's a bit of a complicated software. I'm still learning how to use clockify.me, but we're going to just dive in and we're going to go for it. We're going to try it, all right? So make sure it takes a lot of time for me to input all the emails, so just make sure that when you get that email from me, you accept it, sign up for your Clockify account, and start using it to document your progress, okay? They have a YouTube channel, Clockify does. And so if you have any questions about how this software works, I would recommend referencing the YouTube page. If you're still uncertain after that, feel free to email me. But again, I'm still learning about this software as well. So I might not know the answer to your question, but we could possibly solve it together. All right. So those are all of the supplemental documents that we're going to be, that I'm requiring for this assignment. This is going to allow you, like I said, to have an effective team that is very accountable and very aware and hopefully functioning well and dealing with conflict in healthy ways, because you're all going to have to deal with that, okay? I'd recommend you guys meet online maybe. Let's see, what am I looking for? Oh, yeah. Okay, here's the other thing I wanted to say. How to submit. So there are 2 submission sections here. All right, as you can see, and this is true with the usability as well, we have a technical instructions text-only submission through Turnitin, because I want to test for plagiarism. And then we also have a submission forum. So here on the technical instructions Turnitin link, the group leader must submit a text-only version of your technical instructions, text only. So just a document 1 through 10 or whatever, just the text, all right? And then here you're going to submit all of your documents. So when you click on this forum, what you're going to see is you're going to see your own name here and nobody else's. And I'm going to be able to access that, and you're going to be able to access that, and no one else, all right? And so no one's going to be able to see what you gave them on their team member evaluation. No one's going to see what you gave yourself on your self-evaluation. That's just going to be between me and you. The group leader will, in this location, also submit the actual full technical instructions with all of the graphic design involved, okay? And the rhetorical analysis memo. Work schedule form, like I said, no need to submit anything there. I'm going to be able to access your guys' documentation through Clockify. And I think you guys are going to really like this, because especially if you're an engineer, because as an engineer, most of the writing that you're going to end up doing is most likely going to be around documentation. There's a lot of documentation in certain engineering jobs, but also not even in engineering, just in general. And so even if you're not in engineering, but maybe you're in computer science or something else, a lot of people use documentation apps, and I think you're going to find it to be quite interesting, okay? So you're going to submit all of those documents here in the technical instruction area, okay? Once I get all of that information at the end of week 6, or whenever I have the due date here, September 17th is what is written here, then I'm going to quickly give you feedback on this assignment, and then you're going to redo it for usability and presentation and revised technical instructions. And I'll talk about that at a later date, okay? So for now, what do you need to know? What do you need to do for now? For now, you need to get in your group, figure out who's going to be the group leader, download the contract, maybe put it in a Google Doc if you want, and fill it all out, or however you want to work collaboratively. But fill it out, sign it digitally, put your names on it. Email it to me by Sunday. You can email me earlier, but at least by Sunday. CC your group members. In that email, you'll have the 1 to 3 options. And then you'll also sign up for Clockify when you get your email from me. I'm hopefully going to do that by Sunday. That's the plan. So that come Monday, you'll get I'll email you back on Monday, approving or denying your project, and then you can get started. Then you want to get started right away, like I said, just so that you can make sure that everyone's doing their work. Okay. Let's see. Was there anything else I need to talk about? All right, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions about all the supplemental documents. Like, it's a little bit confusing because there are so many of them, but I think I've explained it well enough to where you understand that this is different than just, hey, go work in a group. You're all going to get the same grade, and I don't care who does the work, right? I do care. I do want to make it fair. I want to make sure that everyone's doing their part, and I want to teach you guys something. I don't want it to just be to do group work because I want to grade less assignments or something, but I actually want you guys to learn how to be effective group members. And so again, I'd recommend scan through these emotional intelligence. documents, just to kind of see like what this means, and maybe where you could grow. I think a lot of students have this issue of not wanting to deal with conflict with their peers, and not wanting to seem like a tattletale, like a tattletale. Do you guys know that idiom, tattletale? Someone like you might think it's wrong to say that someone got an 8 out of a 10, on one of their things, regularly attend meetings. I think this is a good example right here. Looks like Kurt did pretty good. Looks like Amber did really good, and Bob did average, and in some places not good, right? If a lot of you tell me that Bob is bad, he didn't do good, I might email Bob and let him know that a lot of his team members thinks he could do better in certain ways, but I'm going to be vague, and I'm not going to show him exactly what you wrote. So again, it's generally anonymous. Okay. All right. Good luck.